Hello. This video is about art education. Art is an expression of self.
Art education is often overlooked.
Anything that is aesthetically pleasing or anything that allows you to express yourself, it's an outlet.
Art is an escape.
It's the freest way to be able to show whatever it is that may be on your mind. Some people do it in different methods.
For me, it's a way to express yourself, like with the hard times you're going through your life.
Art education is undervalued by the educational system.
I believe art is an underappreciated gift in modern society, and the lack of funding and or budget cuts for art programs testify to this. Artists who know no other way to express themselves except through art are impacted by these choices in a negative manner.
And I believe it should definitely be receiving more money in school. As a Spanish teacher, that involves teaching a lot of culture, and so I incorporate art into my classroom. Here's some of the art that students have made in my classroom that are from Spanish-speaking countries.
I think in other cultures and countries, art is definitely expressed more, valued more, and it's a way of being.
In other countries, it's more valued. When I was in school, I did choir, athletic programs, and gym and stuff would get more of the money from the budget than choir would, or than band would, or the photography classes that we had.
My brother, he does photography as his form of art. He plays music, he sings as well, and with time, in a little bit of time, with practice and with lots of research on how to use his camera and how to get certain effects or different rules of photography, he became so strong with photography, and he developed his own style in photography. And that's his form of art, his form of expression, and his way of seeing the world. Photography is beautiful, and any form of art, because it's people expressing their version of the world, their version of themselves to everyone else. And art can be so vulnerable and so meaningful and just all around amazing, and that's why I think art is so undervalued and so underappreciated, and should definitely be involved more in schools and involved more in communities and in classrooms and in everybody's life.
And being able to paint and draw and sculpt on my free time helped me focus in all areas of my major.
The art programs in school should be funded more because
in high school, I was placed in band, and I learned how to play the flute. I think the flute made a big impact on my life because I was able to pour out everything I was going through, all the stress and everything, into my music. At my high school, we experienced a lot of underfunding, and so we had to rent from other schools from our campuses. Us students actually had to pay a band fee because we didn't get enough money for our band program. It caused a lot of stress on our teacher, and he kind of lost hope in some ways because the fact that our program wasn't given enough money. He felt limited in what we could do.
when that's stripped away from you and you don't have an option to even express yourself in another form, it hurts because as a student, you need those outlets, and if you don't have them, if you don't have the resources, then you're going to struggle in other areas.
People who aren't artistic and people who don't have a creative kind of itch to their personality, they're not going to understand the importance of it in a educational setting, whereas people who are creative see the importance of it being in school, to be taught. Without my school, my high school, even my college having a performing arts program, I don't think I would have enjoyed school as much, because it's one thing that I'm very passionate about.
Yes, being artistic does come more easily for some than others, just like being athletic does, but I think that with time it is a learned skill as well, and it's always something that you can improve upon. It's always something that you can grow on. So art in itself is important because you can learn it and you can continue to grow with it, and it also helps you grow in other ways, and it helps you think of things in different ways.
Art is really important, and it's something I want to encourage my students to do.
Certain students are more creative in different ways, And because of that, you need to be able to untap that potential at an early age and make sure that you allow them to have that freedom to be able to work on something that they would be enjoying and also be good at.
And thinking in different ways can actually academically help you in all pathways. The things I learn in art can also help me with applying knowledge in science classes, specifically biology, actually.
Artistic ability and musical ability is just as important as a debate club or a football team or anything else that is a school can be prided on.
That influence that leaders in the art community have on people is what saves others' lives.
Shout out to Chance the Rapper, who donated $1 million to CPS schools to include more music programs, so that's awesome. So we got a little bit of Picasso, Dali, more Dali. Picasso, we have some South American artists represented here as well, like Fernando Botero, who is from Colombia, and we have some original art as well.
I personally use art as an outlet, and these are actually some of my paintings that I've done.
Fully known and loved by you, you won't let go, no matter what I do. And it's not one or the other, it's hard truth and ridiculous grace to be known. I'm fully known and loved by you. I'm fully known and loved by you. I'm fully known and loved by you.
Throughout high school, I felt as though I wasn't encouraged to use my gifts of poetry or dancing, as there was more emphasis on success through academics. Once I got into college, there was more funding dedicated to art, and I used these resources to strengthen my skills. As a result, I can truthfully say I feel whole again, and that art was always the missing piece.